from the 1011 Now Alert Center.
This is the Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening and thank you for joining me. I'm Jerica Blum with your headlines for Tuesday, January 20th. First, a sad update tonight as a community just south of Lincoln is in mourning after a 7-year-old died in a UTV crash while riding with a family member. And today we're learning more about the investigation from deputies and what led up to the accident. The Bennet Palmyra School District identified that 7-year-old as Charles Cole. He was a second grader. In response to his tragic death, the district decided to call off school today. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office tells us Charles and his 9-year-old brother were riding a UTV when they made a sharp turn and rolled over. The chief deputy says they were driving to get tools to work on their treehouse. Another child on a separate ATV went to tell a parent who called 911. Also says deputies were already performing CPR on scene before paramedics arrived. As for the 9-year-old, they suffered a broken leg in the accident. Lancaster County Sheriff Deputy Ben Houchin says this was a difficult case for all involved.
These are never easy. We feel so horrible for the family, and some of the first responders, as you can imagine, are having difficulties with this one. The loss of a child is a pain no family should have to ever go through, and we are so sorry for their loss.
The Bennet Palmyra School District's crisis response team was available this afternoon at Bennet Elementary for families that need resources to process this tragedy. The community also held a prayer service tonight to honor Charles at the Bennet Community Church. In mid-December, a body was found in a barn in rural Furnace County. It was later identified as missing 30-year-old Lincoln mother Jerica Hamre, who had been missing since June of 2024. Hamre's parents, Craig and Lisa, recently sat down for an exclusive interview with our Darsha Dodge. The Hamres remembered Jerica as fun-loving and adventurous, their risk-taker, they called her. She was the third oldest of 8, born in North Dakota and living across the Midwest before the family settled at a farm in Oxford. In the years before her disappearance, Hamre struggled with substance use, but was finally working hard to turn her life around.
If I could go back and do it all again, I'd want a love like I had nothing to lose.
You can hear more from the Hamre family on Jerica's life and legacy, including her passion for animals, love for her daughters, and adventurous spirit, with the full story up on our website. Today, Tyson Foods officially closed their processing plant in Lexington. The facility employed more than 3,200 people, now left looking for other work in the city of 10,000 and surrounding areas. U.S. Senator and former state governor Pete Rickards traveled out of the city today, where he spoke to the mayor and other local organizations about ways to help those impacted and keep the city's economy strong. He said that currently, organizations like the State Department of Labor and Lutheran Family Services are working with those who lost their job to connect them to resources like unemployment benefits and training for other open jobs in town and surrounding areas. He added, based on his conversations, city and state officials are committed to working with Tyson to find a way to continue business in Lexington by finding other ways to utilize the ag potential of the city. But a decision from the company will likely take some time.
So there's actually quite some valuable resources there that can be used for economic development down the road. That's why we really need Tyson to make a decision, and then we can work with Tyson about what their needs are going to be going forward, and then work with the city to be able to find other companies to be able to use some of that property.
She don't know now what she's going to do, but we will remain here for maybe 2 months or 3 months.
Ricketts encouraged anyone impacted by this closure to reach out to Lutheran Family Services, the Nebraska Department of Labor, or even his office for help navigating the difficult period. The Department of Labor offices in Lexington and Grand Island will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every weekday to help provide assistance in job searches. Well, 1011 News and the Nebraska Community Blood Bank are asking you to help save lives at the Broadcasters Unite for Life Winter Blood Drive. Join us Wednesday and Thursday at Havelock United Methodist Church. Donors receive a Chick-fil-A sandwich and a t-shirt. Schedule your spot at ncbb.org and visit our website for more event information. This comes at a crucial moment as the Nebraska Community Blood Bank has declared a blood emergency after noticing a sharp decline in blood donations across the state. In recent weeks, blood donations have dropped nearly 30% below the needed amount to meet hospital demands. We sure hope to see you there. Now to some sports news developing tonight. Multiple reports say Nebraska Special Teams Coordinator Mike Eckler has a new job. Eckler, hired by USC after being linked to a position on the Trojan staff over the past week. Eckler leaves after 1 year coaching under Matt Rule. He revived the Huskers' special teams, turning it from a liability to a game-changing unit. Nebraska ranked in the top 15 nationally in kick return yardage. With Eckler on staff, his energy and playful quotes will sure be missed. Eckler's departure comes after Rule's attempt to keep him on staff by offering him a contract extension and a raise during the season. The return unit took a massive jump in 2025. Eckler turned walk-on Kenneth Williams into an all-Big Ten return specialist, plus NU scored twice when its special teams were on the field. Now over to Nebraska basketball, where the Huskers are gearing up for a home game against Washington tomorrow. The 7th-ranked Huskers are seeking their 19th win of the season. Head coach Fred Hoiberg says Nebraska has to be efficient to get a win over the Huskies.
I thought we got beat up a little bit physically in the first half of our last game and did a much better job in the second half. We can't have lapses like that against a team that has this type of physicality. So, expecting a battle tomorrow, and again, getting off to fast starts is very important in this league.
A win over Washington on Wednesday would give Nebraska its first 8-0 start in conference play since the 1965-66 season. The game tips off at 8 p.m. and will be televised on the Big Ten Network. Finally tonight, and rounding out your night beat, is a check of the 7-day forecast. We will turn warmer on Wednesday, but that comes with a lot of wind, as gusts will be up around 45 to maybe 55 miles an hour, especially in eastern Nebraska. Temperatures will turn more seasonal on Thursday before the floor falls out by Friday and Saturday. We have issued weather alert days for both of those days due to dangerous cold conditions. Wind chills, especially Friday morning, will fall in the 15 to 35 below range across eastern Nebraska. Worse across northeast Nebraska, where there's already an extreme cold watch in place. Here in Lincoln, anticipate that wind chills Friday morning could be around 20 to 25 below, but also staying below zero throughout the day and not getting much better into the first part of Saturday, though high temperatures will try to climb to the double digits by then, and we'll get a little warmer by the end of this weekend, though 30s by early next week will start to feel a lot better. So be safe and be sure to bundle up by the end of this week.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.